The term American Empire has appeared in many left liberal publications to describe the political structure and the imperialist intentions of the United States. They don't say much good about the US, but belabor its racism, sexism, greed, and corruption of the political process. Just out of curiosity, I decided to Google American Empire to get the names of a few of the publications that pursue this viewpoint. One, the Marxist American historian Howard Zinn published A People's History of the American Empire in 2008. I don't put much stock in left-wing terms like American Empire, mainly because the left-wingers who propagate them do little more than thumb their noses at the establishment. They're not really thinking creatively about their options, such as another country, their own newly created country, or really going anywhere else. The nose thumbing makes Zinn and the others attractive to disaffected American college students. They imbue the students with the same weird hope that the nation will collapse soon. But the disaffected youth have the same problem that their left-wing professors have, namely, what will happen to all their stuff after the collapse? There is ample evidence that Zinn flirted with the Communist Party, but never joined. Most guys like him don't. For one thing, for Zinn to actually join the Communist Party, he would have had to undergo a hostile interrogation by party interrogators. They would have questioned him about his wealth, since he had much wealth. He would have had to be prepared to give it up. He didn't want to do that, of course, but his ample wealth would have robbed the party of any street cred. I never could find out where Howard Zinn lived, so he obviously didn't want anyone to know, especially his communist friends. But the New York Times obituary did give out that his son Jeff lives in Wellfleet near Cape Cod. The houses are pricey and the community is 95% white, while his daughter Mila lives in Lexington, the starting point for the Minutemen of the Revolutionary War. Lexington is likewise pricey and only 1.5% black. Number 2, a left-wing British historian, A.G. Hopkins, published American Empire, A Global History in 2018. 3, Chris Hedges gave a lecture titled The American Empire Will Collapse Within a Decade, 2 at most, in 2018. Hedges explains how the empire will collapse in days of destruction, days of revolt, in a violent revolution. He never suggests to anyone the alternative of creating a separate nation that embodies a left-wing value system so that Americans could skip a violent revolution. Nor do other left-wing writers. All they do is complain about the racist, sexist, and unequal America. A reader can only wonder how they would configure a left-wing nation. The lack of information on this point should concern average Americans if they want to know more. How disingenuous is Hedges? Another thing, Hedges and Zinn have children. They never say anything about where they will go if the nation collapses. They still have time to buy real estate somewhere else. In the meantime, they hold their hands out to receive, oh, so reluctantly, the fruits of their labors. Nice cars, second homes, and stock portfolios that result from their hard work. Maybe they will have to figure out how to make their own nation as attractive as America already is to the poor of the world. Zinn, Hedges, and others might also have a hard time figuring out where to go, without having to settle for more modest digs and lower-paying jobs. These shameless America haters have no clue how to keep desperate foreigners from flooding our country. The poor die by the dozens trying to enter. Shouldn't Zinn and Hedges warn them to turn back? Shouldn't someone call attention to the discrepancy in viewpoints, the desperate aliens trying to enter the U.S. versus the well-fed Americans who hate the place? One last American Empire publication caught my attention, a book titled The American Empire Should Be Destroyed, published in 2014. The author Alexander Dugin also has nothing good to say about America, but Dugin, in contrast to the other authors, is a Russian patriot and apologist for Premier Vladimir Putin. Russia watchers describe Dugin as Putin's brain. He helped justify the occupation of Crimea and the invasion of Ukraine odd to think that his hatred of America lines up with well-to-do Americans like Hedges and Zinn. I do not know which of them poses the bigger threat, the influential America-hating college professors who actually live in the U.S., or the America-hating Putin lackey 5,000 miles away in Russia.